Hey guys, hopefully you had an amazing Thanksgiving. November is already coming to its end. Next will be December, and then it's going to be 2025. So hopefully you guys have had an amazing year so far. I know I have. I mean, guys, this year I hit 2,000 subscribers. That's pretty awesome. I mean, thank you guys. Like, why do you watch this content? No idea, but I appreciate you guys staying here. So, we have a add-on slash UI video. I've gotten some comments as of recent of some add-ons that they've been questioned about. That's a new subscriber. Man, thanks, C Parse. Amazing. So we have this add-on video, and we're just going to kind of go into it, talk about my UI, talk about my add-ons, what really is going on, why do I have things set up this way, why do I have these add-ons installed. Let's go right into it. I mean, first off, my UI is nothing really special, but I do get some comments about it. How do you get it the way you look? How do you do it? How do you do it, Big Tuna? And it's very simple. I mean, a good UI is really all about giving you information. And if you're not getting that information as quickly as possible, then that's what's considered a bad UI. There's not one universally good UI or a universal way to do a UI. It's simply just how you preference things and how quickly you're going to be able to get the information by the way you do it, the way you customize it. So for me, the way I get my information as quickly as possible is that I have most of my things centered. So for example, my weak auras are centered around my character. As you can see, my earth shields, my shield trackers around here, centered around my character. My character frames centered around my character right here. My party frames centered around my character right here. My arena frames are usually centered right here, right where the default Blizzard frames are at. So that's kind of how I have my UI set up, is have most of pretty much everything centered. So I don't really have to look anywhere or look side to side as often. You know, really my eyes don't have to travel that much because my center field of vision is already locked on to pretty much everything I need to see. So that's why I have everything set up the way I do. Now for add-ons, pretty standard. We'll talk about some stuff. Battleground enemies basically just applies arena frames to your battlegrounds and RBGs as interactable frames you can click on. It's also kind of out of range, in range. So if they're out of range, it'll be grayed out. But if they're in range, it'll light up so you can see who's actually in the fight, who's not. It tracks their DRs. It tracks their trinkets. So really, really nice add-on. Pretty much a demand to use for RBGs and any sort of battleground environment that you're in. Big thumbs up. Battlegrounds enemies is absolutely amazing. You have big debuffs, absolutely incredible add-on. This displays buffs and debuffs on the character unit frames, also on the actual enemy nameplate. So if I'm to go over here and hex this Moss Pelt Ramolith, guess what? The hex is going to show up on the character frame and also onto the right side of their nameplate. And this is pretty nice. When I'm tab targeting to different targets, I can immediately see what CC effect is on this person. So if it's a stun, if it's a CC effect, if it's a silence, whatever it is, it'll show up on that character frame and next to their nameplate. It also works for buffs too. So if they have wings available, I can see it. For me, if I'm to use certain buffs, it'll show up on my character frame as well. So if I'm to use my Spirit Walker's Grace, look, you see here, it shows the buff. It also shows the Aura Mastery buff right here. So pretty damn nice. I can keep track of that. I don't even need a weak aura to track most of my stuff. It just pops up on my character frame. So very nice little add-on there. It doesn't work for everything. Like for example, if I place down a Healing Shim Totem, it won't track it. Place down a Guardian Totem, boom, tracks it. All right, very nice. Whoa. What are you doing there, Inner Park? But yeah, very nice add-on there. Definitely would recommend having for a lot of my kind of standard folk out there. We also have some interesting stuff called capping. Capping is a very standard add-on for your RBGs. It basically just shows the timer of, you know, flag captures and whatnot. I actually just downloaded this, so I'm not actually sure how it looks like actually in game. But from what I've heard and from my other RBG buddies, yeah, it just kind of tracks capping, you know, flag nodes and whatnot. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice little add-on there for RBGs. We have classic numbers. It's nothing special. It just simply changes my Blizzard numbers to look more classic-y. That's really it. For my DPS numbers, I actually have it set to a different setting to look a little bit more kind of like cyberpunk-ish. So, but for healing numbers, it's the exact same. See here, looks a bit more classic-like. You know, just kind of a nice little touch to how I want my add-ons or my UI to look. That's kind of it. Nothing really too serious there. We have details, or sorry, no, not details yet. Crosshairs. Crosses, I get a lot. Big Tuna, What is this sniper scope? What is this crosshair you have when you're targeting enemies? I saw this in Soulscape in a World PvP video. I saw it and I was like, wow, I need to download this for my hunter. And I realized that's actually pretty good for my healer, because when I'm in this big cluster of enemies abound, I can't see anyone who I'm targeting, but I can definitely see this damn line shooting straight up to this person's face hole, and boom, the sniper scope, the crosshair is on this guy's face. I can see who I'm targeting now. Thank you, add-on. So really nice add-on here. I don't know if we can really customize it to look any different or unique. I don't even know if you can actually open it. There's no command, I don't think. So it's a pretty nice add-on just to have. Crosshairs is a big thumbs up. Helps me a lot in those big cluster team fights. Details is pretty amazing. I mean, this is what's really going to give you the kind of numbers. It gives you something to work off of. Sure, it's not entirely accurate, but it gives you some form of base of how certain spells are performing. If I want to see how much my reactive warding is healing, boom, I can check here. It's healing for about 2,000 normal hits. Cool. If I want to see how much my Riptides are healing for on average, okay, 900k. That's really weak, such as a Farseer. That's garbage. So again, I can kind of check some stuff here. Really nice add-on, but it doesn't just go to healing. It checks damage, alright? If I want to see how much my team is doing, I mean, this glitch guy was kind of pumping a little bit. Actually, no, this guy's weak as crap. Yeah, I can check that, but it goes so much further beyond that, alright? It goes to your HPS, overhealing. It can go to your mana. It can look at your dispels. How many dispels did you have for actual cleanses and purges? So really nice add-on here. You can check scripts, your crowd control done. You know, how many hexes and lassos and, you know, capacitor stuns did you get? How many roots did you get? So really nice little add-on here. We also have some good stuff down here. We have dominoes. This is pretty much for my action bars. This is how I want my action bars to look. You see here, I can click on dominoes. It allows me to customize all my action bars to the way I want them to look. You don't really need it. Again, Blizzard has already done such a good job with your actual action bars, the standard default action bars, to change and reposition them however you want. So you don't really need this, but I kind of use this just to actually use a mask that actually removes the borders of my action bars to kind of look more clean and sleek, like LVY, but not actually have LVY, because LVY is pretty taxing on my computer. But yeah, Domino is pretty nice. You can change the cast bar. How do I want it? Do I want it longer, bigger, wider? Do I want a border on it? Do I want to change the actual texture of it? So I've used Dominoes for a long time, and it's done me some great justice here. We have, I don't even know what enhanced raid frames is. I don't know what this is. I don't even know when I even installed this, so we're not going to talk about this. We have nameplate cooldowns, incredibly useful for us kind of standard healers. Pretty nice. So this places the enemy used cooldowns above their nameplates, and it's pretty nice. So you can also use Omni Bar, which does the exact same thing, but except it's not attached to the enemy nameplate, and then you can just place it wherever you want, and you can filter out what spells you want. Same thing you could do with nameplate cooldowns. Nameplate cooldowns is absolutely amazing. I mean, for RBGs, again, when we're deciding who we need to go on, I can quickly look at the targets, look at what cooldowns have been used above their nameplate. I can see this guy has no bubbles, this guy has no lay on hands, this guy has no wings. We can definitely smoke this guy. I see this healer, the Light Cocoon and Fort Brew is not above the nameplate. That means this healer, this Mystery Monk, has Fort Brew and Cocoon. So I'm like, okay, this probably is not a good target. So let's look at that Holy Paladin who didn't have anything. So nameplate cooldowns is pretty nice. You can also filter out certain skills if you don't want to track like their interrupts or like a lot of like other minuscule stuff. Like if you don't want to track like Clash on the Mystery Monk, then you can kind of take that off. So pretty nice little add-on there. What else have we got here? We have, this is purely, Narcissus is for my thumbnails, neat plates I don't really use anymore because it's really bugging out. Omni CC, I don't think you need this anymore. I'm pretty sure Blizzard has actual just built-in cooldown text for everything, but I'm not sure because I haven't actually disabled Omni CC yet, so I'm just going to keep it. Omni CC is as OG as you can get when it comes to add-ons. Omni CD tracks my party's cooldowns, so I can track their defensive cooldowns, or offensive cooldowns, their CCs, their interrupts, whatever I want to track, I can see it. And it's really helpful as a healer because remember, you're a leader. You have to make the decision of what needs to be used. If I want my Warlock to use his wall, I can see it's available. I'll tell him to use his wall. If I want my Warlock to port, I see it's available. I'll tell him to port instead of doing whatever. If I see my Paladin has Blessing of Sanctuary available, cool, sank my next stun, sank my next root beam. So I can see everything I need to see. I literally have a spreadsheet in front of my face of my party's cooldowns, so it makes it a lot easier to direct my team of what needs to happen, what needs to be pressed. So incredibly vital cooldown. I'm just literally like split screen looking at my buddy's computer. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. I don't know why I keep on clicking that. Going down here, we have S Arena. S Arena is what I use for my arena frames. It just looks a bit more clean and sleek than Gladius. Gladius is a bit big. So, very nice little add-on here. I can see here, I can test it here. You have the actual, their trinkets, the racial, the cast bar, the DRs, all the standard stuff you really need. Nothing more, nothing less. So, that's why I have it. Nice and small, not really in the way as much, but still visible to what I can see what I need to see. Nice little add-on there. Let's go ahead and hide it just for now. And then now let's go back to what we need. I'm pretty sure we only have one more, and that is true stat values and weak auras. So true stat values is really nice. This gives you the direct number of how much actual stat you have. So you see here I have true rating 9378 out of 21,000 of mastery. So I'm not in the penalty zone, so I'm kind of below it. Really nice little add-on to kind of give you the direct number. Before I had this, I didn't know if I was over the penalty. I didn't even know there was a penalty, if I'm being completely honest. So I can see here I have about 9,378 mastery. Below the penalty, I can see when I go above 21,000, I'll start losing rating, and then I'll have penalty, 10% penalty, 10% loss of the actual rating I have. So you'll see here the true rating is what I'm actually at, and the loss rating is what I'm losing based on how much penalty I'm going. So it goes from 10%, 20%, 30%, and so forth and so forth. So pretty nice little add-on there to kind of keep track of how much actual stat you have. Really nice. And then you also have weak auras. I mean, come on, weak auras, like this is God's gift to World of Warcraft. I mean, weak auras, being able to track anything and everything. Yeah, if I want to track certain skills that are very important and that I need to make sure I, have eyes on at all times. Yeah, I mean, look at my premonition. It's big. My premonition is important when I'm playing my Oracle Holy Priest. So keeping track of that is a very big thumbs up. Precog also plays a sound. Whenever I get precog, it lets me know, hey, you have precognition. Alright, do whatever it is you want with that. I have my Earth Shield trackers, tracking my Earth Shields. I mean, I don't know why my premonition is actually still tracking. I'm not on my priest. Go ahead and disable that. But yeah, I have my Earth Shields tracking, all three of them. My this Earth Shield tracker and these Earth Shield trackers. So very nice little add-on to kind of keep track of all the spells you want, certain cooldowns you want. So very nice. I mean, weak auras is also as OG as you can get. So I mean, a life without weak auras, that's a pretty scary life. I mean, I remember when I had to play without weak auras for like the entirety of BFA and Shadowlands, and man, I don't understand how I did it. I mean, maybe that's why I was bad, because I didn't have weak auras, alright? Or maybe I just sucked, because I was still clicking, so yeah, that could also be the reason. But I'm pretty sure that's all of our add-ons. That's pretty much it. I don't think I missed anything. Let's go back and see if I missed anything. Crosshairs, classic numbers, capping, battleground enemies. Yeah, we have covered everything. Pretty nice. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and of course if you did, leave a like button down below. Chuck a subscribe my way, as it does help push me to the algorithm. And hopefully you had an amazing day. Hopefully you are stoked and are ready to conquer December, get all your plans done before the end of the year, and hopefully I see you all tune in for the next BIGTUNA video. Alright, peace.